wonderful child. But when he came to me, he was a third grade student, and he read about, I think, 9 or 10 words per minute on his DIBELS assessment, which, if you're not familiar with DIBELS, that's extremely low. We're talking emergent reader almost level of what he was at. So I think when we talk about intellectual disabilities, I think we have to think in a more broad terms. We can't just think, well, just because they have an IQ of 70, that obviously means that they're not going to be intelligent. Well, no, that just means that they're not matching the norm. They're not matching the norm intelligence score of 85 up to 115. Number one, know your students. Absolutely know them. Don't take anybody's input to be the gospel. Always check the curriculum folder that you get at the beginning of the school year to kind of get a handle on where your kids sit academically. But try to just make your own opinion about that child. And if you can, if you know they're a struggling student, and if it's okay with your principal, go visit the students at their home. You'll find a lot of information about your students by visiting, doing home visits. And boy, the students love it and the parents love it. And the third thing about that is it forges a relationship with those parents. A lot of times students that have intellectual disabilities, their parents also feel ostracized from school. And so if they get a telephone call from the principal or a telephone call from the teacher, they automatically feel it's bad news. But one thing you can do to help support the child's learning is to make those relationships with the parents. Go to their homes, ask the children's parents to come in and volunteer. Most of the time they don't sign up for it, like class parties and such. They won't, because they feel like they don't belong. They need a lot of memory work. So just because you might teach an average student something and it takes them maybe 15 times hearing a vocabulary word to get it into their head, that particular child with an intellectual disability might need to hear that same word 100 or 200 times. So you just have to be very, very patient with that and love them and teach them right where they are instead of where you wish they were.